Hey everyone, welcome to this video. So in this video we're going to start making our zigzag game. So let's get started doing that. As you can see, I have opened up Unity. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project, and you can save it at any location you want. I want to save it at Unity course at this location, and I'm going to name the project zigzag. Okay, and make sure to select 3D project here, because this time we are going to use 3D project. And after that, just click on this create new project, and Unity will create a new project for us, and it will take some time to load, and when it is ready it will open. Now you should go to layout and select this 2x3 layout if you haven't already. Okay, so after selecting this 2x3 layout, you will be good to go. You can shrink this assets tab a little bit so that we get some more space. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is we're going to go to this display. We're going to go to this free aspect, and as you can see here, I have created a new aspect ratio of 480 by 800 and 800 by 480. So you need to make a 480 by 800 ratio of aspect ratio here. So you can just click on this plus sign and go to here, select the width to be 480 and select the height to be 800 and level it anything you want. I have named it H, and just click on OK, and then from here just select this resolution. Okay, because it will be like a mobile phone, so that it will help us to detect how does it look in our mobile phone actually when we build it. Okay, so now that we have done this, next thing we need to do is we need to create a few folders here. So I'm going to clear it here. So create folder, and let's name this folder scenes, and here we will be saving all of our scenes. Okay, and like that, let's create a new folder and name it scripts. Here we will save all of our scripts, and create another new folder. Here we will save our materials. Okay, and one more folder where we will save our physics materials. Okay, so let's now just make these 4 folders. Later on we can make more folders whenever we want. So now what we need to do is you go to file, save scene, and go to this scenes folder, and inside this scenes folder save this scene with any name you want. I'm gonna name it, let's say, level 1, and click on save. So now if you go to inside this scenes folder, you can see our level 1 has been created. So now let's start making our game. So this is our scene view. Very first thing we need to do is we need to go to create 3D object and then create a cube. As you can see here, we have this cube in the center. Make sure to select the arrow tool so that we can locate it. And as you can see here, we can see this scene. So what we need to do is, first of all, make sure that you have this cube at 0, 0, 0. If you don't have it at 0, 0, 0, just go to this option and select reset, and it will be on 0, 0, 0 automatically. Now what we need to do is we need to select this scale option and increase it to 10 and 10 in X and Z direction. Okay, since we are going to use it as our very first platform on the game, so we want it to be like this. Don't worry about the game view, because we are making it in the scene view, so make sure that you do it right in the scene view. Okay, so after we have done that, what we need to do is we need to select this cube, and okay, before that, what you can do is we can create our ball, which will be actually something that our player will control. So create 3D object and create a sphere. Okay, and if you don't have it at 0, 0, 0, just go to here and reset its position so that it will be at 0, 0, 0. Okay, So now what you can do is I can create two materials of two different colors and assign them to our sphere and the cube. And if you want to select anything, just select that. Keep your mouse over the scene view and just press the F key on your keyboard and it will focus on that object. As you can see, it is our sphere. It is currently at the bottom. Let's keep it up so that it comes over our platform and we can see it in the scene view and game view as well. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so now what you can do is, if you don't have your camera at this position, you can just press the Alt key on your keyboard, and pressing the Alt key you can rotate it and move it to a position that you want. Okay, and this is how you can do it. Or you can just press these Y, X and Z keys and rotate it to a position or location that is suitable for you. Okay. We have kept it to the position so that we have the X axis here and the Z axis here. Okay. You can also rotate it to a position where you have it like this. But let's keep it to the position that we had originally, and we can keep it right there. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is we're going to create some materials or colors that you're going to assign to our ball and our platform. So let's go to this materials folder, click on that and right click here, create. And from here we're gonna search for the material. Here you can see we have the material option. So create material, and I'm gonna name it blue, and let's give it a color that will be suitable for our platform. We're going to give it a color same as it was in the zigzag original game so that it looks alike. So just click on this albedo option here, and now you can select any color you want. Let's make it a color here, and now you can just drag this and select any color that you want. Let's give it a color like this. I think this should be good. Later on we can change anytime we want. So let's give it a color like this, cross it. Now what I can do is I can either drag this blue over this platform right here, or I can drag it over this cube right here. As you can see, if I drag over this cube, it will be blue, and press Ctrl Z to undo. And if I drag it over this platform, again it will be blue and this color. Okay, so you can do it any way you want. Now we can do the same thing for our ball too. So instead of creating a new color this time, what I can do is I can right click and click on, okay, we don't have that option here, so I can press Ctrl D to duplicate it, or you can go to create material and create another new material. I have just duplicated it, and this time I'm gonna rename it to black. So press the F2 button on your keyboard and rename it to black. Now let's give it the black color. So I'm gonna select it, go to the albedo one more time and make it all the way to down below so that all the things will be 0, 0, 0. That means it is a black color. So now you can just drag this black color to your ball, or you can drag it to your sphere here. Let's drag it to ball here. So this is how our ball looks like. Okay, so as you can see, this is how our ball and platform looks like. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to select this cube right here, which is our platform. I'm going to press the F2 button on my keyboard to rename it, or you can double click it to rename it, or right click and you can also rename it from here. So let's rename it to platform start, since it is our starting platform, so that is why it is named platform start. And select the sphere and again right click, rename, and this time I'm going to rename it to ball. Okay, so platform and ball. Now if you select the ball, you can see that it has already a sphere collider attached to it. So it will help us it will help this ball to detect collision with any other game object in the scene. And another thing, if you select the platform, you can see it has a box collider attached to it already, so that it will help it to detect any collisions with any object. So now we're gonna select the ball, add component, go to physics, and select the rigid body. So now we have added a rigid body component to the ball. So now the ball will be able to interact with the physics engine of Unity. Now as you can see here, we have this use gravity option checked. So that means if I press the run button right now, our ball will fall down if I move it up due to gravity. But we don't want the gravity right here. So just go ahead and uncheck this use gravity option. Select the angular drag and make it 0, because we don't want any drag in our game. We just want it to go smooth and no drags. So this is it. And go to the constraint option. So what we can do from this constraint option is we can freeze its position or rotation of the ball or any game object in any direction. Now we want our ball to move only in this direction. So we don't want it to move in the Y direction like this. We don't want it to move like that. So what we can do is we can freeze its rotation, freeze its position in the Y direction so that it cannot move up and down. It can only move left and right. Okay. Other than that, what we can do is we can freeze its rotation in the X, Y, and Z axis, because we don't want the ball to rotate in the X, Y, and Z axis. So we don't want the ball to rotate in any direction. Instead of that, we want to just move it in this and this X and Z direction. We're gonna learn that later. Right now, you can just make it this. Okay, one thing you can do is you can just uncheck this Y, because since we are not applying it any gravity, so it will not move in the up and down direction. So let's keep it like this. We can later on change it whenever we want. Okay, so this is it for this video. One last thing you can do is you can go to File and Save Scene. Whenever you do something, just make sure to save the scene. Otherwise, you will lose all the things that you have done. So this is it for this video. In the next video, we're gonna learn more and more.